In this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know about the first half, the Great Rift. You want to reach the highest ranking as possible and do as much damage as possible, but keep in mind you're gonna need to grind a little bit. So starting from the simple things. So we have two phases of this boss. We can see that there is an increased damage of Order and Void. So Order for the first phase, Void for the second phase. There's increased damage amount of cards that carry inspiration, increased damage to all target attacks, at the start of the battle increase max HP, and a couple more. Will gain score equal to 100% of recover amount, score will increase by 110% of the reward guard is able to perfectly block damage with shield, and you'll gain combat score based on the damage amount once you reach a certain threshold of damage. The score you receive in this manner will gradually be reduced. So the first one is limited to 10 turns for the Vanguard and 5 turns for the Rear Guard, which is the other one. Turns left from the Vanguard will increase the Rear Guard's turn limit max 5. So this means that if you finish the first one, so the first boss, the Vanguard, in 5 turns, the second one will have 10 turns, and the second one will be the one where you're going to achieve the highest damage, okay? Because the first one, no matter what difficulty you choose, on the L difficulty is kept at 160k, on the hard one is kept at 100k, and normal will be even less, I think it's around 60k. But this is to say that the first one you just want to do as much damage as possible, finish in 5 turns, so this way your 5 turns from the first phase will be transferred to the second phase, and this way you can do more damage. So phase 1 is, there are some characters that are really good for this phase 1. You have Calip. Basically every character that can deal a lot of area damage will be really good, because you really want to kill all the monsters around the boss. Otherwise, if you keep them alive, they will throw some cards to you and your round is done and you need to start all over again. So Calip, Aru, we have more Veronica, Yuki. They are pretty good. Lucas can be a really good one, especially the ones with area of damage will be the best ones, but of course you can use Mainline as well. She will provide some single target damage that is very useful. Aru provides area of damage and single target as well, but of course if you want to use Yuki, she will be pretty good because she's the Order one, so she will deal more damage. For phase 2, of course, the meta, if you guys seen the ranking, of course, the meta is Cassius, Tressa, and Mika. There's no other comp here, as you guys can see, this is like top 20, and we have the same one on the second phase. The first phase, it really depends. I think Veronica is one of the best ones, and then it's up to you. As you guys can see, a lot of people using Mainline here as well. Even Ray, there's a Yuki, another Yuki. So Yuki, Mainline, there's a couple of options you can use for phase 1, but for second phase, this is what you need to use. And then you need to choose what is the best difficulty for you. I've done just a few tests with normal, hard, and L difficulty. It really depends how strong your teams are. If your teams are not that strong, don't do L. And this is because you're really good at a good balance between the characters you have and the difficulty you are doing, because if your team is not that strong, you're gonna do lower damage on L difficulty rather than hard or normal. So this is why it's important to pick the right difficulty. For me, the hard one is where I'm doing most of the damage, okay? So I did on hard, I did 200,000. Of course, you want to reach 500k at least to finish the achievement, and that's what I'm trying to. But you really need to have good builds, potentials, everything on your characters, and especially the cards are the most important thing. Besides gear or potentials, the cards are the most important thing, and this is the thing I'm lacking. So picking the right one, you guys can see just the example I did. I did normal, and I did more damage on normal than I did on L, and that's because I was able to kill the boss on phase 1 at 5 turns, and this will give me more 5 turns to deal damage on the second phase. And on the hard there was a good balance. I didn't kill the boss, but I had a lot of damage, and the higher difficulty you do, more bonus points you are getting, and that's why important, and why this is why it's good to do the highest damage, highest difficulty if you have enough damage and enough strong team for this. Regarding the requirements for this, and of course, as I said, the first team you can pick whatever you want, but the second one will be Tressa, Mika, and Cassius, okay? And there's a couple of things you want on these characters. We're gonna start with Mika, which is the easiest one, okay? On Mika, the thing that you want the most on here is the cards with draw, okay? The ones that give you AP and draw. On this save data, as you guys can see, I have one wave, so I have waves. Okay, this is not the data I'm using, so remember you need to farm those datas in the seasonal chaos mode. So this one is not that great. So this one, as you guys can see, we have draw on this one, but that's basically it. On this one, we have draw, and this upgrade will give draw. We have more draw here. You really want to draw more to get the cards you need. And this one, we have a couple more with draw and AP as well. AP is pretty good as well to use more skills. And then we have Cassius. We can talk a little bit about Cassius. As you guys can see, I only have one deck because I just leveled up him to do this boss. He's the best one, so you really need to level up him and have him strong for this. For this one, I'm using Crimson Sword. I didn't talk about the gear on the Mika because I don't really have a great one. I use a lot of upgrades, so that's why I'm using the Quantum Collector that will increase my damage. Then I have Shield, and I have this one. Each attack will apply Agony. So on this one, the most important thing all over here is this upgrade card, okay? You really want this upgrade card. We choose 1 out of 4 because you want to choose the 000, because the points and your goal is to use a lot of those daggers from Tressa, and they are 0 cost. So the more 0 cost cards you use, the stronger will be the card generated by this one, because you will be using more cards, you'll generate more 000, and you will deal more damage. So it's a snowball effect. So it comes the most important thing, okay? So the most important thing for Tressa is the Shadow Reload. There are some builds with the 2 is the minimum, alright? 2 is the minimum to deal to do this boss, okay? This is the minimum that you want. As you guys can see, I have another builds I've been trying to get, but sometimes it's really hard to get more copies. So this is the one I'm using actually. Yeah, this is the one because it's the one for the chaos, the seasonal chaos. So as you guys can see, the mythic equipment is quite good. I'm using the foggy crystal ball, so this will increase the damage of cost 0 cards. But the important thing here is the upgrade cards. You really want these upgrade cards, the Shadow Reload. This is the most important thing of the build. You can have between 2 and 4. Some people farm these all over and over again to get at least 3 to 4 copies, and the more copies you have, when you heal yourself, you will get more shadow daggers and you deal more damage. The cursed skill upgrade is pretty good because when you inflict the agony, you will add 1 extra agony to the target. So the more agony, more damage over time, etc. And then you want the vital attack. This is not the best one, to be honest. You really want to get, because as I said, I think I've forgot to say this. If you hit more than 7 times, the following hits will reduce the damage. So having this one that will trigger once more, this one is not really worth it because you will hit 4 times. And the best one, since we're gonna apply a lot of agony, will be this one. Alright, this is the best one because we'll increase the damage per target's agony and you will have a lot. If not, you can use this one as well for 1 turn plus 50% agony damage. This one is pretty good as well, okay? So this one or this one are the best choices. Then about the stats. So the way to scale your agony damage, and just finishing with the cards, yeah, this is the most important things you want is these 4 cards here are your base build, okay? Shadow Reload, this one, and the vital attacks. Then for the stats, this is a really important thing, alright, regarding the Mori fragments. This is the build I'm using at the moment, and is one of the best ones. You really want to use attack percentage, cursed corpse to increase the agony, and some critical damage as well. So the Agony scales with attack percentage, so we really want a lot of attack percentage, damage over time on the substats, and that's basically it, okay? And then Vital Attack, Epiphany, the one that we just talked about, alright? So this one will be the best one to increase your damage. So, going back to Mori Fragment, so you really want to have attack percentage on this one, and attack percentage on this one. This one will be void damage, okay? Void damage will scale better than the attack percentage, but this is the only piece of gear you can get void damage, which is the 5th one, alright? Then on the substats, you really want the damage over time. Try to get a lot of damage over time. So damage over time, attack and attack percentage will be the best ones. Maybe some critical hit chance as well, since we are using some critical hit damage. I don't have much, but just in case it triggers the critical hit, we'll have extra critical damage. And then we have... So that's basically it, yeah. Damage over time on substats, I don't have much, to be honest. The gear I got is not the best one. I have 24%, and on potentials are pretty good. I've been maxing everything out, but I don't have 30% yet damage to scale and activate this one. I really wanted to activate this, but yeah, my memory fragments are not the best ones, and I don't really have like great gear with damage over time. But this is basically what you need. Is a lot of stuff that you need to do, a lot of requirements if you want to do a lot of damage and reach top 20. As you guys can see, I'm doing 200 per 1000 damage, and these guys are doing like 1 million, almost 2 million. And to achieve this, yeah, you really need really great decks, and we can just check the deck off the top first. As you guys can see, 4 copies, and then he has this Vital Attack. The Glorious Resistance, I didn't talk about this. This is a really good one, okay? Because at the start of the turn, each ally takes fixed damage equal to 10%, you gain 1 AP. And at the end of the turn, heal. Okay, so you gain more 1 AP, which is pretty good. This guy is also using this cost. We can only see this, and this will increase the damage. We can't really see the gear. Same thing here, so he has the Dice Trick. I forgot to talk about the Dice Trick, is a good one as well to get. But of course, you want one of these and then the Dice Trick, alright? This will be very, very helpful. Mika, Draw, and AP, and then this guy is using these ones, but these ones can be... Okay, you can use the ones that you have, the best ones you have, okay? But as you guys can see, having 4 Shadow Reloads is a big boost, alright? Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this guide was helpful for you guys, so you guys can decide and pick the best build to help you increase the damage just before the reset, because this will reset in 1 day and 9 hours, which will be in tomorrow. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned, don't forget to subscribe for more K0 Nightmare content. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.